Julianne Pelusi here with Alan Saunders on the platforms of Steelers Now, and we are officially hitting the grind of training camp, getting ready for that first preseason game. And Alan, Aaron Rodgers and this offense are starting to click a little bit more. Today, Wednesday, is the first time that the offense has won 7 shots, 2 times in a row. We're seeing him starting to gel with these receivers, and he's being nice to them. I don't know if this is as advertised, with him coming from the Jets, and we heard some horror stories with him coming here, but so far so good, and he's talking these guys up, Alan.
Yeah, it seems like the chemistry with him and DK Metcalf is really growing. I think that's a very important thing for this team, but really with every player, I talked to some Jets fans and some Jets people early this offseason about Aaron Rodgers. Had some of them on the Afternoon Drive podcast as well, and the sort of perception that I got from those people was like a used car dealer who just sold you a lemon, counting the bills as he's cackling back into the office. And I mean, it's early. Nothing bad has happened yet. I want to acknowledge that, but the guy just seems to get it, talking about his young receivers. And I want to tell this story. So we talked before on I think on the Afternoon Drive and several places. Connor Hayward had about the worst rep you can possibly have in practice yesterday, running up the seam. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw it. He's got Patrick Queen beat, and he just does not get his head turned around fast enough. And Aaron Rodgers hits him square in the face mask. And after it hits his face mask with this, totally stunned look on his face, the ball just bounces straight into Patrick Queen's arms for an interception.
No. Yeah.
And, Rodgers has this reputation of being this tyrant, this guy that'll throw a teammate under the bus, this guy that'll ruin the chemistry. That's what so many people said.
Yeah.
And so I asked Connor today, I was like, did you hear about that? Like, did the guys watch film either in the evening or in the morning before practice? Like when that play comes up, like, did you get a talking to? Like, did you hear about it? And Connor said no. Like, he had told me in the moment, like, hey, don't worry about it. Just get your head around a little faster. I'll come right back to you. And I had actually sort of not remembered this until he said it, but he did. The very next team period, he went right back to Connor Hayward on the same route, and he.
Alan, I think you muted yourself there. Come back to us, Alan.
There
we go.
Yeah, this is the guy that's supposed. I think I actually hit my microphone. Too many. Yeah, this is the guy that's supposed to be the tyrant that's going to throw people under the bus and be this horrible teammate. It's like Connor Hayward, not, is the fourth tight end, and it would be perfectly within his perfectly reasonable for Aaron Rodgers to be upset about that rep. I'm sure the coaching staff was upset about that rep, and he was like, "No, don't worry about it. You'll get him next time." And I'm like, where is the tyrant that we were promised? Where is the bad guy? Like, I understand nothing real bad has happened, but that's right. That's not, and it goes beyond that. Like, we were talking with Aaron Rodgers today about his connection with these receivers, and he's talking about how, I've really loved being here in the dorm room. Oh, people said Aaron Rodgers is never going to sleep in a dorm room. He's going to be miserable. He's going to want celebrity treatment. It's like, I'm really being here because I keep my door open all night.
Yeah, open door policy.
And he said, Ben Skoranek has just been like, he's there so often that he doesn't even knock anymore. And he's like Cosmo Kramer into the apartment, which now
connection.
Cosmo Kramer, Ben Skoranek are actually in many ways the same person. We will need to examine that more at some future date. But
let's write an article.
I need to know if Ben Skoranek likes Seinfeld. Actually, this is an important thing. I'm going to figure out the rest of training camp. But like, Ben Skoranek is the fifth wide receiver at best. Ben Skoranek is only on the team because he's good at special teams. Like, period. There's no reason Aaron Rodgers even ever needs to speak to Ben Skoranek.
Right.
Like, and yet he's in his apartment so often talking about football that he just wanders in the door. And it's like, again, none of this is lining up with the things that we were told about him. And I'm not sure that look, if you go out there and you don't play well, it doesn't matter. but we've seen the arm look good. We've seen the physical talent for Aaron Rodgers not look diminished. I understand he's 41 years old. He's not going to do everything the same as he did when he was an MVP with the Green Bay Packers,
Hmm.
but he looks like he can still do the job. And he's a model citizen. Like I'm mystified right now at what we were told we were getting in Aaron Rodgers compared to what we've gotten so far.
Well, for somebody who, publicly discusses how much work he does on himself personally outside of football during the off season, you would think at some point that would show, at some point that would hit the narrative. The narrative about the work he does on himself is always himself talking. So for other people to be noticing it here at Steelers training camp is a really good sign. And I think it seems like he's helping Roman Wilson become more confident in himself. Those two are starting to gel. And he said today, about Wilson, he's so damn talented. I don't think anyone's ever said that about Roman Wilson in this franchise. So, how is this connection working? And do you see this as a boost for this season?
I don't know if the connection is going to work because I don't think Roman Wilson has the skill set to do the job that the Steelers really need him to do. It's not his fault.
Right.
Like they need him to be an outside receiver, and he wasn't that at Michigan. And it's sort of unfair to expect him to be that right now. And so I think some things are just not going to go well with Roman Wilson this year for reasons that are kind of outside of everyone's control.
Mhm.
But that sentence definitely stuck out to me. It's like I don't know if I've heard anyone say like Roman Wilson, oh, this guy's just so talented. He just needs to get out of his head. He's so worried
Right.
about pleasing me and being a perfectionist. And last year, people were talking about like, oh, this guy doesn't know the playbook. And I'm like, I think there's a good player in there with Roman Wilson. And we've seen him, especially when he's able to get matched up against advantageous matchups. Like he went up against like Malik Harrison and Nick Herbig over the last couple of days, and those were ugly for the defense. Like he was really good. I think he's still going to have a hard time when he goes against other teams' top corners, and that's what he's going to face when he's on the outside opposite DK Metcalf. But I just think I've never heard a player or a person inside the organization talk about
Mhm.
Russell Wilson the way that Aaron Rodgers did today. And I don't look. I'm not naive enough to think that I'm never lied to when I'm spoken to, but like I don't get the sense that Aaron Rodgers is the kind of guy who's just going to go out there and blow smoke about some
Right.
guy with zero career catches that he has. Like, it's one thing if it's DK Metcalf, who sort of the team is committed to for the long term,
Mhm.
and there's, if he came out and said, "Oh, this guy stinks," like there would be some negative PR, but no one's demanding that Aaron Rodgers pump up the tires on Roman Wilson. He just went out of his way to do it anyway, and I think that's really interesting.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is not pumping tires for the preseason. He said it's not real football today. So I mean,
Well, yeah, I
like,
mean, think about how honest the guy could be. He goes, that's what the preseason, like, with all due respect, and I say that so that now I can say whatever I want. Preseason is real football. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to play in the preseason. He said he'll do whatever Mike Tomlin wants. It wouldn't surprise me if we see him for a series or two, but
mhm.
that's probably it, and definitely not this Saturday against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, Alan Saunders and Julianne Polisi here on the platforms of Steelers Now. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. Thanks for joining us.